I almost lost 2,000 bucks to a piece of plastic I didn't even need. The offer looked like free money, a welcome bonus. 2 grand for hitting a spending target I could easily clear. I took the bait, paid it off on day 30, collected the bonus. Then I did it again, and again. Over 11 months, that little game pulled in exactly $2,347. But here's the thing banks don't put in the fine print. That number isn't profit, it's bait. And if you don't understand the mechanics behind it, it will eat you alive. You've seen the ads. Swipe the card, hit the spend threshold, boom, $500 in your account. Travel points, cash back, whatever the flavor of the month is. In today's climate, it feels like every bank is throwing cash at strangers just to hand them a piece of plastic. And honestly, they are. But not because they're generous. They're running a numbers game so precise it makes Vegas look like a charity drive. The economy's weird right now. Rates are holding steady. Inflation's cooled, but the grocery bill still stings. Credit card delinquencies are creeping up across the board. Banks need fresh blood to offset the accounts that are actually slipping, so they dangle bonuses. They call it a welcome offer. I call it customer acquisition cost. And if you play it right, you're not the customer. You're the arbitrage. Here's exactly how the machine runs. You don't need a perfect credit score to start, but you do need discipline. I'm talking the kind that doesn't blink at a spreadsheet. First, you pick a card with a bonus that matches your actual spending, not fantasy spending. If you drop 3 grand a month on rent, groceries, and utilities, you find a card that asks for $3,000 in 90 days. You don't stretch. You don't buy a new grill you didn't need. You just shift your existing cash flow onto that plastic. Then comes the math. Most banks price their bonuses at a customer acquisition cost of roughly $200 to $400. They expect you'll spend that bonus on flights, hotels, or random stuff online within 6 months. They're banking on the breakage, the unspent points, the annual fee you forget to cancel, the interest that kicks in the second you carry a balance past the grace period. I tracked every single application, 12 cards over 14 months, not all at once, spaced out. Hard inquiries drop off your report after 2 years, but they tank your score for a few months up front. You wait 6 to 8 weeks between apps. You let the dust settle. You pay the statement balance in full every time. Not the minimum, not most of it, the full number. That's the only way the math works in your favor. Let's pull the curtain back. That $2,347, it came from 7 sign-up bonuses. Average bonus, $330. Average minimum spend, $4,000. Total shifted spend, $28,000. I didn't spend a single extra dime. I just rerouted bills I was already paying. But here's the part that keeps most people out of the game. Banks don't lose money on responsible players. They lose on the impatient ones. Credit card companies operate on a simple model. They make their real money from merchant fees, interchange, and interest. Every time you swipe, the merchant pays roughly 1.5 to 3% to the processor. The bank takes a cut. They fund your bonus from that cut, plus a portion of their marketing budget. They know statistically maybe 30 to 40% of bonus hunters will slip up. They'll miss a payment, they'll carry a balance, they'll pay 29% APR on a $4,000 balance for 6 months. That's $600 in interest alone. Suddenly, the bank's $300 bonus looks like a steal. You'll hear guys on YouTube talking about travel hacking like it's a loophole. It's not. It's a tolerance test. The system is designed to reward precision and punish hesitation. I've seen people get approved for a premium card, drop 5 grand on it in week 2, then get nervous about their credit utilization. They pull back, they don't hit the spend, the bonus vanishes, the annual fee hits, they're down $250 and wondering how they got played. The reality is this isn't a get-rich scheme. It's a cash flow shuffle. You're trading convenience for paperwork. You're trading one bank's marketing budget for your own liquidity. And it only works if you treat every card like a toll road, not a credit line. You pay it off before the interest clock even starts ticking. You cancel before the annual fee posts. You track every due date like it's a court date. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. The more you do it, the more you realize how much of the consumer economy runs on manufactured spending and behavioral nudges. Banks aren't just lending money, They're engineering habits. The point system, the tiered rewards, the rotating categories, it's all friction. It's designed to keep you engaged, swiping, optimizing, and ultimately spending slightly more than you would with cash. I started noticing it after the third card. The apps, the alerts, the emails reminding me I was missing out on double points at gas stations. I wasn't hacking the system was hacking my attention. And the credit bureaus? They're watching. Too many hard inquiries in a short window and you get flagged. Apply for 3 cards in 60 days and some issuers will auto-decline you even with an 800 score. It's not about creditworthiness anymore. It's about velocity. How fast can you move without tripping the alarm? Then there's the tax angle. The IRS doesn't care about your points, but if you're pulling in thousands in bonuses and you're running a side business or you're using business cards to hit spend, you're walking a line. The banks know it too. They've started tightening the screws on manufactured spending, buying gift cards to hit thresholds, paying rent with a card that charges a 2.5% fee. The margins are shrinking. The rules are tightening. The golden era of easy bonus farming? It's cooling off. So where does that leave us? With a system that rewards discipline but punishes optimism. You can absolutely pull 2,000, 3,000, maybe even 5 grand in bonuses if you play it straight, but you're not beating the house. You're just renting their marketing budget for a few months. And the moment you treat it like free money instead of a calculated trade, the math flips. I still do it. Not because I'm addicted to points, but because the alternative is paying full price for everything while banks fight over our data and our loyalty. The question isn't whether the strategy works. It works. The question is whether you're willing to become a temporary shareholder in a bank's customer acquisition campaign. And if you are, you need to ask yourself one thing before you swipe that first application. Are you using the system to buy yourself breathing room, or are you just training yourself to need more plastic to feel like you're winning? Because the bonus clears in 30 days. The habit sticks around a lot longer.